Oh yeah, right on the money. 220. What do you say, boys? It's nice and early. You guys would be proud of me. We're having our Friendsgiving today. Or, well, I should say our family, our house's Thanksgiving. So, you know I got a smoked turkey. So, I got up, we got a pretty big turkey this year. We got a 22-pounder and a 15-pounder. And, I did the math. I figured about 12 hours. So, we want to eat around 5 o'clock. So, I got up about 3:30 this morning. Got out there and got the fire rolling. Put the bird on about right at 5 o'clock. And just put the bigger bird in, or the smaller bird in here just a while ago. And wood's cooperating, holding temp well. We got something special to do today. Hope y'all enjoy. Check it out. By the way, y'all like the beanie? It's one of the beanies that is coming very soon. They're being made right now, and should have them available here in the next week or two. So y'all keep your eyes peeled for that if you need a nice little beanie for the winter. I'm not a beanie guy myself, but a lot of my friends love beanies, so thought what better thing to do than to make beanies for you guys to buy. Today, guys, I'm gonna introduce y'all to the rabbit. Check it out. Well, what do you think? Piece of shit or what? It's not in the greatest shape, but oh, that's a whole ass animal. Holy shit. Oh fuck. We're gonna close the hood now. Bro, that's a whole ass, like, that had to be a possum. Holy shit. I did not expect there to be a fucking animal in there. Alright, so now we have a possum under the hood. I hope that's a possum. I really hope it's a possum. That was a fat son of a bitch, and it was like breathing. Holy fuck. I'm serious. I'm shocked that's in there. You know, you always see the rat's nest, but never the rat. Okay, well. Arshy blow. Let's talk about some other things before I figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with the animal under the hood. Anyways. So it's a 1978 Volkswagen Rabbit. If you guys have never heard of it being called a Rabbit, it's a Mark I Golf. So this is basically what the first Golf looked like in the 70s. This one's a gas one. Some of them came diesel. This one's gas. Little piece of shit four-banger. Makes probably like a whole 40 horsepower or something ridiculous like that. So, story on this car. One of my neighbors just up the street, I drove by his house all the time, and about 3-4 years ago now, I had this like huge race car kick. Like I was gonna build a freaking race car with at this point, I'm still curious what money I thought I had then to build a race car with. But I stopped it. I literally pulled up in his driveway one day, which, you know, doing that out here, you got some balls on you. But drove up his driveway, and he was mowing. I waited until he was mowing, so he was outside. And stopped and talked to him for a minute. Cool dude. He wasn't too weirded out by a kid coming up in his driveway, but I was like, hey man, what's the deal with this car? You know, what do you want for it? Because I just kind of want a roller to make a race car out of. And he was like, well, you want it? And I was like, yeah, what do you want for it? And he goes, dude, go get a chain and drag this piece of shit home. So Austin, brother-in-law, he at the time he had a Duramax, and he still lived here, so grabbed a chain, went down yonder and grabbed it. The dude's like a quarter mile down the road, so towed it home, got a Title 42 on it, no problemo. So it's legally in my name. As you can see, it has some severe wiring issues. I did not do that, but I did sort it out enough to figure out how to get it running. It's funny, the car looked like it does right now, minus the living animal, when I brought it home, and a bunch of the electrical under the hood was chewed up. So of course I had to solder all that back together, and I actually got the car to run. Had to buy one of the fuel distributor. So this is mechanically injected with an electric fuel pump, and the mechanical injection unit, they call it the fuel distributor. And the cheapest I could find one of those was 500 bucks. Bought that, got the car to run, put new injectors in it. The injectors were like, if I remember right, they were like $12 a piece. Big old mechanical injectors. And it ran. Pretty cool deal. Drove it up and down the dirt road here quite a few times. Got it stuck with my buddy Carlos. Old Charles, me and Charles was going out to round up some cattle. We were drunker than shit New Year's Eve, and at that time this was parked up against the house, and or on the side of the garage. And Carlos lives in Brownsville now. He lived in Texas City at the time, and he came up to visit for New Year's. He's like, dude, I want to ride in it. So of course we fired it up, and we were drunker than shit, and we drove it in the backyard and forgot it had been raining before that. And dude, we got like 50 feet away from the garage, and this thing just sank in some mud.
Excuse me, sir, have you been drinking? Have you been drinking tonight, sir? Where's the driver?
He was right here a second ago. I was here drinking my beer.
What the hell? Wow.
It's pretty funny, and it was in this car. Anyways, fuck's sake, dude. So here's the plan. I got it together, got it running. Obviously we have Flintstone floorboards. Passenger seat I could get out. This one I couldn't because of the way the seat rails have actually rusted together. They're like fused as one now, so I'm gonna have to like cut all that out. One thing that was about one step away from me just welding pans in it was the brakes, getting the brakes sorted. And I had my not the James you guys are used to, but my other brother James was pumping the brakes for me so we could bleed them, and he was higher than giraffe pussy that day. And he was like, dude, the pedal's not getting harder, but my foot's getting wet. And I was like, the fuck do you mean your foot's getting wet? So come to find out, he was pumping the brake right here, and this brake line is eroded right here where the floor rotted out, and it was squirting brake fluid on his leg. Woo, that was a good one. Anyways, so I basically stopped there and kind of threw in the towel, and this thing got moved out here, and it has sat here for probably 2 years now. Surely. Y'all probably don't believe me. It's 10:06. I've been at it today. Anyways, so I want to make a race car out of it. I now have a spare 5.3. You already know what we're going to do. So this is going to be my first dive into building a race car. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I know shoving an LS in this is going to require me basically doing like a tube front chassis to be able to build frame mounts for an LS. This is a front wheel drive car, so taking the transaxle and all that out, I'm going to be left without front suspension, so I'll probably have to get like a, probably the what do you call that, the cradle, I guess, out of like a Camaro or GTO or something like that. You know, the, I don't know what they call it in that car, but how everything like bolts into the frame. I'll probably have to get one of those and build mounts so that I can bolt that in, and that way I have ease of access to like Camaro suspension and like control arms and all that kind of stuff. So got to figure out, do some research on that, what I'm going to do there, and then put the LS in it. I know we have to cut the firewall. We'll have to move it back. There is no trans tunnels. It's front wheel drive. That tunnel is for there's a linkage that hugs the upper part of that tunnel for the shifter, and then the the tailpipe is what that whole tunnel is for. So I'll have to, you know, obviously cut that and raise it, probably cut another one out and weld in a higher hump for a drive shaft, and we'll obviously have to cut the seats out. We'll have to weld in the floors. This is a unibody, and actually this car I had on, when I was doing the brakes, I had it on jack stands on all four corners, and this body is so weak from all the rust that I had the door open before I jacked it up, and when this car is jacked up in the air, the door, like, this is all it can do. The body is so twisted that the door can't shut. Like now it can, but when I had it on jack stands, not on the wheels, it was twisted enough that you couldn't shut the door, so that kind of concerned me. Probably not roadworthy, right? So I'm gonna have to do my own chassis, so you guys are gonna ride along with me for that. We'll figure out what we're doing. Surely it can't be too hard. Everybody builds a race car these days, so we'll get our feet wet in some big time fabrication. I'll have to do a lot of like frame chassis work, have to put a cage in it, and then, you know, we'll obviously have to build like a little divider, partition, whatever you want to call it, back here, so I can put a fuel cell and stuff like that back here. And yeah, my goal is to, unless I hit some major roadblocks, to make it really hard to make it an 850 car right off the bat. That's my goal. So like when I'm building the cage, I'm gonna have 850 certification in mind. It probably won't go 850s right off the bat. I do plan on going through that LS, not the bottom end. Well, we'll probably do a stock crank, but I'll probably do rods and pistons and bearings and all that. I have a pretty good friend that works at X Power Racing Engines here in Oklahoma, and so try to work up a deal with them, get us a nice motor. And then Booker Transmissions, they're the ones that do, well, actually X Power builds Jerome's motors too, but his transmission that he uses in his race truck, strictly business. Figure if he can beat on his truck and put hundreds of passes on that motor and transmission combo and do 2 race weeks, they're probably the right company to go with for me. So yeah, it's a piece of shit. There's a lot of rust in a lot of places. Basically the whole damn floor is screwed. I guess it's really common in these. When I was getting into researching them, this seal goes bad, and in the middle, exactly like this one did, and it leaks. A lot of these cars burn down, that it leaks right down the firewall right there on top of the fuse box and catches the cars on fire. And then there are other ones where it does what it did in mine and rusts the floor out. So, but yeah, this is it, boys. I always kind of liked how it had wider fenders. I thought that was interesting. So that should be pretty cool. Put a little 9-inch in it and shorten it up, put some nice, it'll probably be a small tire car. I don't think this would be one of those cars, if you put a big tire on it, there'd probably be enough room in between the tires to see the pumpkin of the rear end, and that's probably it. That's probably all it would fit. But yeah, guys, there's the plan. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think. If you got any ideas on what you'd like to see with it. I plan on making it an 850 car, and if in the process we don't have to do so much that I can still keep it on the road, I do have registration for it, so it could be a street car. And as of right now, I still have to protect my CDL, so I can't be getting into too much naughtiness on the highways. But I will take it to the track and do like drag weeks and stuff like that with it. So y'all drop a comment, let me know what you think, what y'all want to see on it, and other than that, guys, I'm probably gonna get fucked up right here. What the fuck is it? Is it a possum? Oh shit. Holy fuck, that's a big ass possum, dude. Holy fuck, it's a cuh. By God, it's a Tequachi. But that's pretty cool because I plan on LS swapping this car, so you know what better than a cuh to welcome, get the engine bay ready. How about that shit? Look at him, dude. He's blessing me with the Tequachi powers. Well, here they say it's Modelo time. Here you go, bud. Here, yeah. Have a good day, Pa. I'm gonna leave old boy, and hopefully he'll diss a fucking pier. But that's how you film a TikTok, boys. And if y'all follow me on TikTok, if you don't, links in the bio. Follow me on TikTok, and we'll see if this don't go viral. Peace out. Be human. We'll see you later.